Hello everyone, my name is Cap and welcome back to the channel, another 7 Days to Die video. I'm doing all this on Alpha 16.4 on the PC, but most of what I'm testing out here was added in Alpha 15, so it should technically be available on the consoles, but I don't know for sure. Now, I had somebody ask me some questions about treehouses, and you may be thinking, Cap, that's not a treehouse, it's just a platform in a tree, and you're correct, but that's basically just testing out a couple concepts here. And one of the things people were telling me is that zombies don't actually attack trees, and so if you have a nice fortified base up in the trees, like these platforms here, that you're pretty much safe. And they wanted to know also how much durability and how much weight can you actually put on these things if you're trying to build an actual house, instead of just having a, basically a deer stand in a tree. So I have this platform set up over here, and all I did, and I'll go into fly mode so I can show you, is I'm using the basic wooden catwalk. There's the regular first level one, and then I put wooden frames and upgraded in a diamond pattern around the actual tree itself, just for additional stability. Because when you're building with these catwalks, they have the same kind of durability rules that regular blocks do. So you can't just attach one to the tree and then extend outwards forever. It has to have some sort of support underneath it. So that's what I did with all of these, is I just put wooden blocks underneath it just to extend it just a little bit, and you can see that I'm able to extend between two trees a decent little distance apart with a nice little catwalk here. And what I'm testing over here is I have one without any kind of supports at all. And I'm seeing how far out I can go before things start falling apart. You can see I've got 2 blocks over here and 3 blocks over there, and I'm kind of just, this is my testing ground here. I'm just kind of throwing them out to see how far we can go, how big of a platform you can make before the game decides, no, that's just absolutely too much. And then we'll see exactly what it's going to take to get this to fall. Because once, oh, there we have it. Once you get about 5 blocks outside of the attachment point, 5 or 6 blocks, I'd have to look at the video, and I apologize for losing track of the count, you can see it just completely falls apart. Okay, so the next thing somebody was wanting to know is how high and how much weight can you actually stack on these. So what I did was I kind of just rebuilt it, just a small little thing going on here, and I'm going to add to it as I go. And then I put some reinforced wood blocks all the way around it to add some additional support. And then what I'm going to do is try and stack up a bunch of stuff on here to see, like some reinforced concrete. So let's say you're going to make a hell of a bunker up in the tree. How much can you actually put on this before you have to start using some metal struts? Now, here's one thing that's a problem when you're using these catwalks up in the trees, is that it treats them like a quarter block. So you can't place anything right on top of it. The best you can do is like that. So you end up with this floating block over the top of it, and there's not anything you can put on top of it. I even tried using like the quarter concrete blocks, the little bitty ones, and put on here, but it will not let me put anything directly on top of it. Now, there are some catwalks, if you look up in the crafting menu, I'm in a creative mode so I can show you here. There are catwalks with railings and corners and edges and things like that. There's a little bit different shapes besides just the basic flat catwalk that you could use, and you could probably build on top of the rails themselves. But as far as just being able to put flat on top of it, the blocks won't let you do it. So you just kind of end up with some floating stuff here. Now, of course, if you're making a base, you're going to make it a little bit more, realistic than this. This is just basically for testing purposes, just to see how much I can add to this before it comes collapsing down, which I'm thinking is probably not going to be too much, all things considered. And like I said, I know this is not a really good base. I'm completely aware. This is just testing concepts. So the further out you go, so you can see there, with just having the one support block underneath it in the basic catwalk, I was able to add basically just one layer of concrete blocks around there before the whole thing's collapsed. So I don't think trees by themselves are going to be enough to be able to support having a ton of weight up here, like concrete blocks, reinforced steel. You can get away with wooden blocks a little bit more. You can add a lot more of those before things go awry. Now, one of the other things somebody wanted me to test out was whether or not zombies do actually go after these things, if they can get you or not. So I'm going to spawn in a small horde, and then I'm going to do a feral horde and see. Let's see, spawn in 25. Let's see, we'll get the nurses in. Okay, so we got a small grouping of nurses over there, and there's 25 of them. They know exactly where I'm at here, so you can see that I'm, if I crouch, they can see me here. There's a small group of them there, so I'm going to see if they will actually go towards this tree. If I'm up here, if they'll try and find some way to knock this down. So I'm going to see if they'll actually try and take out the supports, because if you build a base up on struts, that they are going to go through and they will attack the columns trying to knock it down. That's pretty much a common thing that you have to deal with if you're doing an elevated base. But one of the things people were talking about is like zombies won't actually attack trees, so you could use that to your benefit to keep them out. Basically just have a base up in the trees. So I'm kind of just chilling out here to see if any of them will go after it. They're still after me here. Let's see, maybe if I stand right over the top of it, I can look down here a little bit. Let's see. Throw on a little bit of God mode. I can kind of peek through the wood a little bit to see, hey, are any of y'all interested in even trying to hit me a little bit? See, she's swinging at the tree, but it doesn't look like it's actually hitting it or doing any damage. We'll have to see if it's actually doing any damage or not, because I don't know for sure if they can. Of course, if this tree comes crashing down, then this will bring the catwalk that goes with it. I don't know how much damage this will actually do, but let's just let them run for a minute to see if they can bring down the tree or not. Okay, well, it's been running for a little bit. They've been swinging wildly. We've got the entire horde over here just going absolutely crazy. So let's see, if I hit the tree itself, you see the durability's only gone down when I hit it. I'm just testing it out here. So they're not doing any damage to this tree at all. I mean, that's fantastic, because that could be an actual valid way to have a base here. So it seems like they can't actually do any damage to trees, or at least this horde isn't. I'm going to spawn in a feral horde and see if they do any different. But right at the moment, this seems like a pretty valid way to stay safe. I mean, I'm still hunted. They're still kind of half coming after me, but they're just wandering around with no idea how to get to me. So let's get rid of these nurses. Spawn in some feral nurses and see what they'll do. We'll get another 25 of them spawned in and see if we can get them to do any damage to, you know, this tree. We'll start with this one over here. There you go. Come at me. Hey, you. Tell your friends, you guys over there, y'all come over here. There you go. I need y'all to come over here. I need you to run around like you're actually trying to do something to me here. Are y'all even going for the tree? Or are you just kind of running around it? They don't really look like even the feral ones are doing anything to the trees itself. They're not even trying to attack it. On the other one over there, they were at least swinging because they could see me, but they were just trying to hit me. They weren't actually trying to hit the tree. Now, if 25 or, I don't know, 20 or so feral nurses sitting here spinning around in circles can't take down this tree in a short amount of time, then I don't think any of them are. Now, of course, the caveat is if you end up with a bunch of spitters, you know, they're going to be doing a lot of damage to this, and they can take down the trees themselves. And spiders, of course, can crawl up here and, you know, mess with you. But as far as just basic hordes of zombies wandering through, it looks like a treehouse base is a pretty safe way to go. You just can't do a whole lot of building with it. Now, you can upgrade the catwalks to a metal catwalk like this, whatever. It does have a little bit better durability and stuff to it. But of course, the more weight you put on it, the more structural support you're going to need to have underneath it. So it looks like this was an actual valid test here. I appreciate the suggestion on that. If y'all have anything else you wanted me to test along with treehouses, do let me know. Drop it in the comment section down below. If you found the video useful, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys so much for your time. You have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.